Hey there, how are y'all? Oh man, getting paint flakes all over my thing. Y'all, look at this box frame. Yeah, it's an 18 by 18. It fits perfectly with our D-size transfers. Like this baby, okay? So we're gonna play with this thing tonight. Now, I will say, I do want to paint the whole thing, okay? So I'm gonna do that. Oh God, real quick. Now, these are double-sided just like all of our other box frames are. Okay? So, you could do both sides, okay? They're not reusable. That's obviously not a chalkboard, okay? But how much fun can you have with this board? Tons, okay? Just think about all the different designs that you could do on either side. Flip it over for the holiday, for a different holiday, okay? And go to town with it, okay? Let me spread this a little better. Okay. Now, I just like dumped paint on here because it needed a bunch, all right? I want to paint the frame part too, so I'm not being real gentle with it. But I'm going to do that part last, I think. Okay, I want to get this part done first. And then I'll come back and do the rest. So, anyway, you can comment the word Merry, M-E-R-R-Y, to get the stuff to make this. Okay, the box frame and the transfer I'm using tonight. All you need is paste, a paintbrush, and a squeegee to do this project, okay? And obviously pick your colors. I'm going to try to do kind of a more New Year's Eve type color scheme. And hopefully the colors that I chose are going to be really nice on this black background. So we'll see. I'm so excited about this box frame, y'all. I was not expecting chalk to come out with another big surface at all, because all the other big surfaces they've gotten rid of. So when they announced that we had this huge box frame, I was so excited because I've been so sad not having the 18 by 18 surface. I mean, whatever will I do? Go to Hoblob and go to the clearance aisle all the time and hope that I find some large surfaces, which I'm usually pretty successful doing that. But I'm glad that there's one that I can get right on my website too. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to paint the front and inside of the frame part, because if I want to use this again, I might want to do something different on the other side, okay? And you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to use it again. Because all of these double-sided surfaces, I always use them twice. I never let one side go to waste. Unless if, like, I glued a big flower arrangement to it or something like that, then maybe. But even then, sometimes I'll reuse it. Oops. Now, this would be perfect for a nice big wall, a gallery wall or something like that for Christmas. Or even like leaning on a fireplace. Oh my gosh. I have so many ideas. And as y'all know, I've been looking at houses and that's all I do is picture all of my chalk stuff hung up all over the walls. Like, because my house right now is small, so I don't have nearly enough room to keep all the stuff that I make. But when I get a new house, it's on, baby. Hey, Karen. Hi, Sandra. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to look at what I'm painting. And I saw Lisa and Jan are both here too. And Laura and Deborah. Welcome, ladies. So anyway, yeah, you can comment the word Merry And it should send you a message, hopefully, with a link to get all the goodies. So, making a little bit of progress at the house here. So, Chris got home tonight. So, in our backyard, a while back, we put up a ramp because there's some steps that go down from my back porch. And Ashes was having trouble getting up and down the stairs. That's my miniature schnauzer that I used to have. And so, he was having a little bit of trouble with that. And so, Chris built a ramp for him, which he never used because it was, I think it was still too steep, even though it was like really slanted. It was really long, like 8 feet long. It was still, he was too little and quite old, to be honest with you. And he never would use it, but my other dog, Cream, loved it. And when we brought Dozer home, that's the only way that he would go up and down the stairs to get to the backyard. And so, he loves that ramp, y'all. He goes running up it. And when we first installed it, I got like some outdoor carpet and I put it on there because I didn't want my puppies to get a splinter. And that worked great until Dozer came along. And then he decided he was going to rip that thing off of there multiple times. And I would just screw it back down. And then the very next day, he'd have it ripped up again. And so, I'm like, okay, well, he's torn this thing to shreds. So I ordered another piece of carpet off of Amazon. And I installed it. And y'all, the next day after I put it out there, he had it ripped off over in the yard. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. And so I told Chris, you know, if we're going to list the house, we can't have that ramp. Because someone is going to walk out the back porch and go to walk on it. Or some kid is going to walk on it and hurt themselves. And I'm not paying for that. Okay? Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome, ladies. Anyways, so he took that ramp down tonight, and y'all, Dozer is losing his mind, okay? He will not go down the stairs, or go up the stairs, okay? He stands there and barks, like, come let me in. And, I mean, I could understand it whenever he was smaller. He was afraid of the stairs. I had to actually teach him how to use the stairs with a friend of mine's help. She helped me kind of train him how to use the stairs in the front because he would not go up or down those stairs either. And now we're having the same little fight. And I'm sure he'll get it, right? Out of necessity, he's going to have to learn it because during the day, whenever he's out here messing around and I'm working and can't come and let him in, he's going to have to figure it out. And he knows how to do it. Like, if you come out there and tell him, come on, Dozer, he will do it. But, so just now, whenever I first started my live, he was out there screaming his head off, trying to get someone to let him in. And so I had to get Chris to come out and get him and just close the door so that he doesn't come out here and keep getting stuck. But, like, there's 2 little steps coming up to my shed. And he was afraid to use those too. For the longest time, he would not bring himself in here. I would have to pick him up and bring him in here. And now, of course, he does. But I think the cone doesn't really help either. Kind of makes it worse. So, anywho, dry this really quick. We're going to wax really, really well because this whole transfer is going to stick on this. And I don't want to pull this up at all. Okay? I did a generous coat. I tried to thin it out as much as possible so that it's not a really thick coat of paint. You want to make sure that if you're going to do multiple layers, which I did not really, that you let it dry completely in between. Basically, all I did was just smooth it out once I had it on there so that I had the same streak lines pretty much as what I wanted. Hi, Betsy. How are ya? Welcome. So it's very cold here today. It's been like in the 30s all day long. And I came out here at lunch to pack orders for my live sale, to pack the rest of them. Y'all, it was like 45 degrees out here. I turned on the heater. And I had to turn it on high because it was so cold. I had to wear a sweater while I was in here at first, and my hands were like freezing off. But it feels great now. I did bring a sweater out here with me just in case. And I'm wearing pants because it's very cold outside. But I sure am looking forward to having the craft room back in my house at our new place. And not having to come outside in the weather, in the rain, having to carry big boxes in and out. That will be so welcome. Excuse me. Alright. So a little bit more and we'll be good to go here. Now this paint that I use is chalk paint, okay? It'll dry with a matte finish, which I really like. And I think that that will look awesome with the colors that I'm going to use. So I pulled out 3 colors, and I want to do a hot mess on this 18 by 18 transfer. Now, you could totally pick different colors and do like a paste and peel and all that good stuff. But I'm going to do a hot mess with these 3. Now, tell me what you think. Hopefully this is a good choice for like a New Year's type colors. And it just so happens to match my shirt too. So I didn't plan that, but here we are. Good, I'm glad. I think it's gonna look awesome. I've never done a hot mess with these colors before. So you know, every time that I have some kind of questionable colors, I've done one. I did one last fall, and I told my mom the colors I was going to use, and she was like, oh no, that's going to be horrible. And it turned out awesome. I think it was papaya and olive, and at the time we had shimmer pumpkin. Hi, Vera. And shimmer harvest. And y'all, that was such a pretty combination. So try that with olive and shimmer harvest and some of those fall colors. I love it. Hi, Mom. All right, we're getting there. I know it's very interesting watching paint dry and hearing about my shenanigans that are going on around here. So I have not made much progress in the whole packing and moving front. But I did talk to my HR department at work today, and I told them that I am trying to move, and I'm trying to hire a moving company, and the 2 companies I've talked to so far seem like major scams, okay? Now, I just looked it up on the internet, and I got some quotes. One of them was extremely low, didn't look at anything, didn't do a Zoom call with me, he just had me list stuff off that I own, okay? And like, it was questionably low, okay? I forgot tons of stuff on there. It didn't seem legit, okay? And so then the next people that I talked to actually did a Zoom call with me, and I felt really good about it. And then when I go to book it, they tell me that they don't accept credit cards, which, I mean, I'm obviously going to use my credit card to help protect myself. And that really threw me off. Like, that seems weird that you wouldn't accept a credit card and you want me to Zelle you the money. Like, what legitimate company has Zelle and uses it regularly to accept payments from customers? So that seemed fishy as heck. And so, anywho, so I am going to wax this, okay? I'm going to try and not go overboard with the wax. So anyways, that was shady. And then I remember that my mom was at my house whenever all my stuff was being loaded up the last time, whenever I moved up here because I was at work. And she took a picture of the moving truck, and I had it. So I'm actually going to be moving back home, Vera, to Texas, to the Houston area. We're putting our house on the market. early next week. So they're coming to take pictures on Friday. So I'm trying to pack up any extra stuff we have laying around that I don't need right at the moment to declutter my house and kind of stage it. Which is extremely stressful, by the way, because I didn't give myself much time because I'm very excited and I want to get it over with. Anyways, so I called my company and asked them if they could give me the name of the moving company that they use. And, well, first I had called the other place. I had that picture of that truck. Okay. Yeah, so that was just wax, okay? This is surface wax. I just put it on the whole surface so that my transfer doesn't pull up my paint. So anyways, I called that other company and the guy was so nice and I told him, like, y'all moved me once already. I need you to come over here. And they're local too, which I like. So he was like, well, let me come over there and give you a quote. So he's coming next week. And then I talked to my HR department and they gave me the name of the lady at the moving company that I can call that we use. And hopefully the girl from HR is going to call them and tell them to give me their discount, the discount that the company gets. So hopefully I'm going to get a quote from them or maybe some guidance. I don't know. I would like to know how much my stuff weighed from when I moved the last time so that I have some kind of idea because I have no clue what these things are supposed to cost. I've never moved across the country before. I've never had movers move me like that. You know, I've had a regular moving truck come with people, with guys or whatever, but I've never had like a cross country move, so I don't know even how much my stuff weighs. And apparently I've got paint somewhere. Oh, it's right there. Let me dry this a little bit because I'm making a bit of a mess here. Anyway, so she gave me the number for this woman to call, so I put in a call to her today. So hopefully that will at least give me an idea and I can get like the bill of lading of like how much my stuff weighed. And they do an inventory and all that stuff of everything that you have. How many boxes, and I don't think I have as much stuff now as I did when I first moved here because I was kind of in a hurry. And I didn't really throw away a whole lot of stuff. I just like threw it all in boxes and said, just get it out of here. Because I was trying to hurry up and get out of my house and do a bunch of stuff. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to talking to that lady and at least getting an idea of what it should cost. Like what a legit price would be because I don't even know. And because I got two wildly different estimates. I mean like wildly, completely opposite sides of the universe types of estimates. So I don't know what's even legit anymore. So as you can see, I took this transfer and I just stuck it right to my fuzzing cloth so that I can fuzz it and try not to get it stuck to itself. Okay. Now, it's still very possible to get it stuck to itself, but less likely if you do it like this. Okay? All right. Now, we're going to give this a try. Now, this thing fits perfect on this box frame, which I love because you can't mess it up. Okay? Oops. Now, I'm just going to go like that and press it down a little at a time. And then like that. Okay, now I have a big piece of lint right there, so let's pick that up. Hi, Becky. How are you? Welcome. Okay, so I felt that piece of lint and I could see it. Now, as you're smoothing this out, just make sure that you don't feel any big pieces underneath there. And if you do, just pick it up and grab it out of there, okay? Now, gosh, this is gonna look so good. Look how pretty that is, okay? And with the black frame, I think that just really does it. So again, we're going to use gold, rose gold, and shimmer moonlight, which I have not used this color nearly enough, the shimmer moonlight. So we're going to do that today. Today's the day, my loves. All right, so I'm opening all three of them, and I'm going to get some stir sticks, which I have 3 of them right here. Okay, you could use a squeegee or whatever. Just make sure that you have enough for each color, or you clean it in between. Okay, you can do either. And I'm just actually picking this up off the lid. Not even dipping into the paste, okay? And I'm just dotting it all around so that it'll be a good mix. I sure wish we still had that green shimmer color, because that one would be really nice on this. But because this is kind of more of a New Year's sign, in my opinion, the font reminds me more of New Year's. Just the style is more of a kind of an old style. I think that this blue and gold is really just going to knock it out of the park. Hopefully. Okay. And then I think I need... Now, I always worry that I don't have enough paste on my surface whenever I do a hot mess, because on a big one like this, it's very hard to judge. I either end up with a ton or I never have enough. There's not really an in-between, okay? So just expect that you're going to have a little bit of waste, but the end result is so worth it. You're going to be happy with it, I promise, okay? So just give yourself some grace. And you know, I say that, I'm constantly a positive person, okay? I'm always giving other people very positive advice, but I don't do it for myself. I'm sure y'all are like that too. Like, I would never speak to my daughter the way that I speak to myself. No, yes, this is a Chalk Couture frame. Yes, you can comment the word Merry, M-E-R-R-Y, to get the supply list. But yeah, I would never talk to my daughter the way that I talk to myself. And I try to do better, y'all, but so what I'm saying is, give yourself some grace and know that you're not perfect. Neither am I. None of us are. Oops. But it's all going to be all right, okay? Even if you mess it up, which I'm feeling some bubbles here, and that's concerning to me. Hopefully, it's going to be okay. I am crossing my fingers because I don't want to mess up this board. But again, even if it's not the end of the world, right? Okay, see how much waste I have? It's fine. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. I do want to make sure that I got the whole surface. By the way, this is the squeegee off of the handled squeegee. I love taking it off of the handled squeegee and just using it like this on huge projects like this. Oops. Because it makes my life so easy to just squeegee and go. Hi Sharon, how are you? Alright, and then my detail tool is going to help me pick this up out of the corner, because there's no way I could get my fingers in there. And it looks absolutely perfection, okay? I don't think there's a thing that I could do differently that would make me love this more. I'm loving the blue. I think it's awesome. It looks so good with the rose gold and the regular gold. Sorry, I'm just trying to close these up. I don't want to leave them open any longer than I have to. Okay, so tell me what you think about that. In fact, I don't know why I didn't turn on my light, but maybe that'll help. Look how pretty that is. Pretty, right? Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. So you can comment the word Merry, M-E-R-R-Y, to get all the stuff to make this. Okay? Let me see if I can show it to you. Okay? I am so glad you love it. Oh, yes. Actually, I'm going to do, you know I got to do the gold, Karen. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Hold, please. Okay, we're about to use a bunch of this stuff. Rub and Buff to the rescue, my friends. Okay, now, you know what I need? I have a bunch of those, these kind of brushes somewhere. Ooh, you know what? I have one right here I could use. This is what I'm going to use, okay? Because I can just throw it away and I won't feel bad about it. I'm glad y'all are liking this. Okay, so this one is Antique Gold, which is my favorite one of all of them, of the Rub and Buff. So now, this stuff I got on Amazon. Now, silver would look really super nice on here too, okay? Don't get me wrong. But the gold is my favorite. Now, I'm going to be careful around the edges, but I can always go back and touch it up if I go over too much. Yeah, that's going to be really nice. Oops. If I don't destroy this first. But I think it's going to take a lot. That's the only thing. But that's okay, I guess. Oh. Great idea, Karen. I do love this stuff too. I am going to definitely have to touch this thing up though, because I'm messy. I should have probably done this part first, but look, I didn't think about it, okay? So, let me show you again. It's called Rub and Buff. I can send you a link for it, Mariana, if you need me to. I got it on Amazon. You can buy it from Hobby Lobby. I think Walmart might even sell it in their craft department. Michael's. But I ordered mine on Amazon because I don't leave the house. Okay? And it's oil-based. It is very smelly. Okay? So make sure you use it in a well-ventilated room. Don't be huffing it, because it's very smelly, okay? If you need to pop open a window or something, then go ahead and do that. I don't want you to fall over. Plus, it stains, okay? This stuff. So, I actually don't put a hanger on these. I just, and maybe, I don't know if this is the right way to do things or not, but I don't use nails in my house to hang stuff. I usually use screws because I found that nails don't really hold very well unless it's in a stud, and I never get it into a stud the first time. And so usually I just put two screws in the wall and hang that sucker right on there, okay? And then you can just flip it around because it has this lip on it. Hold on, I'll show you in just a second the lip. But I've got multiple box frames hanging in my house right now. And I literally just hang them on the screw. I have one right here. It's not one of our box frames. You can't see it, of course. But I just threw 2 screws in the wall. And that's it. And then that way I don't have to put hardware on these because I'm not doing that. Okay? That's far beyond my scope, all right? But yeah, that's all I do. And I don't know, like I said, I'm not sure if that's the correct way to do things. In fact, my realtor told me, like, whenever you move out, don't take the nails out of the wall. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because if you take the nails out of the wall, you have to fix the wall. Which, not about that life either, okay? So that's Rub and Buff. I just used one of these little Cheapo Depot things, and I'll probably actually keep that one just for my Rub and Buff adventures. Okay. Let me see. I need this. And I'm going to touch up my paint around the edges real quick. But if you look, try to pick this up without touching it, okay? There's a good lip, and it's on both sides, okay? That this will hang just fine without it needing anything to hang it from. What's really cool about the Rub and Buff is it dries really fast. I always think it's still wet, and a lot of the time it's not quite dry yet, but it will be in a few minutes. And if you take a microfiber towel, you can buff it and it will make it shiny. So that's pretty neat. Okay, and then I'm just going to go around and touch up the edges where I kind of went a little too crazy with the Rub and Buff. But I think I'm going to take this to my event that I'm doing in November as like a look what I can do. Maybe I'll sell it, I don't know. But planning on taking a bunch of random stuff. I don't know. And last time, I sold craft supplies. I didn't sell any finished goods at this event that I'm doing. But I'm going to take some finished goods and display them along with kits. Doing mainly kits at this event because it's easier to transport, easier to set up, and easier to look through for people. Plus, it's a whole project, right? So you don't have to like have all the pieces for it. It comes all in the little kit, ready to go with instructions. For a newbie, it's just perfect. And experienced people like them too. I have plenty of customers that prefer kits. Just because it's already all there, you know, you don't have to even think about it. Plus, if you don't like the colors that I picked for you in it, you have your own paste too. You know? So that's always neat. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I probably will take this with me because I think those ladies will love this. I think I'm good to go. So, y'all, thank you, Karen, for that wonderful idea. I'll send you a message, Mariana, okay? All right. There we go. And my edges. Yeah. Yeah, my mom and my aunt are going to be there. So you're going to see me there, right, Sandra? Oh, I don't know why, Alma. Did the link work in the message? Did you use the message? All right, y'all. So tell me what you think. Let me know how you feel about this. Comment the word Mary to get all the stuff to make this. All you need is paste, a little bit of paint, and some Rub and Buff for the edges. And then, like, this is dry. Isn't that weird? It's super weird to me that it's already dry. So, like, my paste probably isn't even completely dry yet, but the Rub and Buff is dry. So, let me know what you think. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I will see all of you tomorrow night. And if you're not yet in my VIP, comment Mary to go get in there. I posted a link earlier today where you can view all my inventory. So you can shop my inventory anytime that you want to. Okay? So check that out. We'll talk soon. I love you all. Have a wonderful evening and a great day tomorrow, okay? See ya.